Hey guys, so a lot of you have asked me why I haven't uploaded any new lessons in a while, and I really just kind of took the summer off from teaching because number one, I did a lot of traveling. I think I was away from home for at least about 5 weeks this summer, so I really didn't want to teach my class during the time period and, did a lot of fun stuff, some family stuff, some work stuff, just sort of all over, and, just didn't have time to teach classes, so I didn't make any new videos. The second thing I've been occupying myself with this summer was my new game design that just had a very successful launch on Kickstarter called King's Forge. We got over $80,000 in backers for this game, and it should be available in retail stores in 2014. I'm very excited about that, and I know a lot of Go players participated and pledged in that, so thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. But the real thing I want to make this video about, to tell you what I've been up to, is the US Go Congress in 2013, and I've been to the Go Congress now for the last 5 years, and I think a lot more Go players would actually go to the Congress if they knew a little bit more about it. So that's the real reason why I'm making this video today, and I hope to just sort of illustrate how fun the Congress is and, how awesome of a community it is to be a part of and why you should really go next year. I'll also tell you a little bit about, my experience with this one compared to some of the other ones as well. This Go Congress actually took place very close to home for me. Really, just down the road in Tacoma at Pacific Lutheran University. It's a really nice campus. I'd actually never really been to the university before. It's about, I'd say a 45-minute drive from Seattle or so. And it's, quite frankly, for West Coast people, not too hard to get to, fairly convenient to the airport. It's got a beautiful view of Mount Rainier. This is I think it's a 14,000-foot mountain. It might even be taller. I don't really remember. You guys can just go to Wikipedia and look it up, but man, the mountain's very beautiful. Of course, this is a mountain that I can actually see from my normal apartment window living a little north of Seattle, but yeah, when you get up close to it, it's even more breathtaking. Right there's a picture of the dorm that I stayed in at the Go Congress, and I stayed in the nicer dorms, and these are actually some of the nicest dorms I think I've ever stayed in at a Go Congress. The Go Congress usually does take place at a university campus, so you do kind of feel like a college student once again if you've done that thing before. And in case you haven't, if you're like a high school student or something, you will get a taste of what it's like to live at a college, which I think is pretty cool. Anyway, there were two major dorms, and I stayed in the nicer one. From what I understand from the other people, the other dorm wasn't as nice, but it's the US Go Congress, so who cares, right? You're going to spend most of your time playing Go. This is a shot of the main playing room tournament area on one of the mornings. As you can see, it's a lot of Go players in one space. And, basically every morning after you wake up and eat breakfast, this is where you're going to go to play your US Open tournament game. You will generally be matched up with someone who's pretty close to your skill level. So there's almost no handicap games. I mean, it's all even games for 6 days of the week. Right there, actually, you can see that guy with the green shirt. That was actually Yulin Yang, 7 Dan Pro, who was actually my teacher for the past year. Highly recommend lessons with him if you're looking to improve your game. But again, as you can see, just a lot of players, playing Go, and these are serious games. I mean, these games are probably the most serious games you're going to play all year. You generally get about an hour and a half per side, unless you're 4 Dan or higher, which case you get 2 hours per side. And the games really can go 3 to 4 hours. I know a couple of my games lasted 3.5 hours. This year. I don't think I had one make it quite to 4. Actually, I think the longest was probably just about under 4. But this is a game that you're going to remember for a long time, and everyone takes as seriously as you do, hopefully. Here's actually a shot of Takamiya 9 Dan Pro. Takamiya came over to the U.S. again, from Japan. Very famous, won dozens of titles in Japan. Very famous for his Cosmic Go style. And he's actually come to the US Go Congress before. He likes it a lot. He just kind of loves coming over here, and not really necessarily for the Go. I think he just really just likes being a tourist, number one. And then he really likes going out and dancing at night and hitting on American women and, doing all those sorts of things too. But we did get him to give us a few lectures and presentations, which you can see him doing here now. There's one thing. If I were to sum up Takamiya's philosophy when he's teaching to students, it's encouraging people to play the move that they want to play, right? Do what's in your heart. Do what you want to do above all else. Here's a shot. This is actually one of our newest exhibits at the Go Congress. We had never done this before. We opened a little museum history kind of section where we've got lots of really old Go books and some old Go stones, as you can see here. I think that's a pretty old board. Apparently, there's an archaic laptop too from 1900. You can see right there with the pink case. And this, okay, so moving on to the banquet. This is another Go Congress tradition. This is sort of on like the final evening. There's a big banquet and then usually a whole bunch of parties afterward. And the banquet, it's a banquet. It's a lot of clapping and applauding. But, it's one last time where you all get together and, have a nice meal and, just recognize, the winners of all the tournaments and everything that happened this week. It is kind of a nice time. They will charge you an extra $30 on top of your Congress fee to go to the banquet, unfortunately, but, that is life. Let's see. At the banquets, yeah, I had the vegetarian option, which was okay. In general, I do find that at the banquet, I'm vegetarian. There's usually not enough vegetarian food. Oh, here's what we spend a lot of our banquet time doing in between clapping for people is actually playing Go on our smart devices. We did play, put the Go game on the iPad and pass it on the table and everyone plays a move. Oh, there's Eric holding my trophy that I won. This year they didn't actually put names on the trophy, so here it is in slow motion. He actually took a permanent marker and wrote I won at the bottom of the trophy, which I kind of thought was hilarious. But, all in all, Go Congress Week, you're going to wake up every morning, you're going to play a serious game. The afternoons is filled with lectures and simuls against pros. You're going to be hanging out with pros, you're going to be living with pros, that come over from, Korea and Japan in particular, but also China. And, you're just going to be surrounded by Go culture for an entire week. And the nights you can play more Go games, play other games, hang out, go out drinking, be a tourist, do whatever you want. But, it's a really fun week. So, I hope that you guys all, really strongly consider coming to the U.S. Go Congress. It is the event that has the most Go players in the United States assembled all at one time, and there's nothing else quite like it. In fact, a lot of the Japanese players in particular, they like coming to the United States as a tourist to come for the U.S. Go Congress, and they barely speak any English. But they come here for this because in Japan, they don't even have an event like this. They play a lot of Go and a lot of clubs and a lot of small groups, but, there's very rarely a time when 3, 4, 5, 600 Go players all come together at once to share just a week of Go. So this is a really unique special event. I really look forward to seeing you all there next year.